back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about the Superman debacle, really just Superman returning into the movies. But before I get into it, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell icon to be notified when I post new videos. Also hit the thumbs up button if you like this video and be sure to share with your friends. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So recently after all the news I've seen regarding Henry Cavill as Superman and generally the idea behind Superman in the movies again, I want to talk about my opinion on the matter, but also I just want to share some ideas of what I'm hoping to see. Anyway, one of the things I've noticed is that with Superman, they very much like to depict him as this alien struggling with his identity. And I understand that. They always depict it, even in the Christopher Reeve movies. They depicted it as Superman trying to find out who he was in the first maybe 15-20 minutes of the movie. And that's great. That's a great way to do it, where you showcase his origin, but don't take up the whole movie. And also, certainly don't do follow-up movies where he's still trying to find his footing as Superman. It's par for the course at this point, and generally everyone knows who Superman is. You see that S, everyone knows. Like, you're not going to see a weird person showing up, see Superman with an S on his chest, and suddenly they're like, oh look, it's Batman. I mean, it's generally, you can tell who he is. And the problem is, can DC capture the heart of the character? With Superman, for him, he believes that it's his responsibility to use his abilities to do good. Because of his power, he believes that no matter what he does, he cannot overuse his abilities and he cannot harm others. He believes that essentially that he can lead by example with his unique abilities and showing that no matter how powerful you are, you can do good with your abilities, and it's important that you do. And it's important that you don't try to force your will on humanity. And that's why him and Lex Luthor have always been the greatest of enemies. Granted, I would say it's arguable. I would prefer, honestly, to see a Brainiac movie. In fact, I talked about this in a previous video. I would like to see Superman actually facing off against the greatest threat of humanity, not just another Kryptonian. I'd actually enjoy him facing off against another alien race or an alien species, specifically Brainiac and the Coluans. I mean, Brainiac himself mainly. And it'd be great. It would be fantastic if they showed him fighting first. I would say like the first half, have him face off against like Lobo. Lobo being a more meager force, a meager character. He's definitely powerful, but compared to Superman, he doesn't stand a chance. So having him like first half of the movie face off against Lobo would be fantastic. I mean, it'd be wonderful. I mean, you have Lobo, this alien that is basically a bounty hunter, trying to take down Superman because he's a great target to sell or try to kill, whether it's a challenge or just trying to gain a bounty. But having him fight against, having Superman and Lobo face off, they have these very different personalities. And then you have Brainiac arrive and have him basically be a huge threat against humanity, and Lobo's like, oh, the main man has to tell you something. And like the main man tries to inform Superman that he's out of there. He's getting out of Dodge. He's going to completely leave Superman because the Earth is doomed. And then Superman tries to convince him to help. Honestly, that'd be a fun story. You have Superman and Lobo face off against Brainiac, and then suddenly Lobo gets to see Superman for who he is. He's more than just another alien bounty. And then Lobo's like, you know what, I'll leave you alone. The main man has his own things to do, and I'm going to go ahead and leave after the end of the movie, of course. And then you show a hint at the next threat with Lex Luthor, forming something, his own group of villains. And then you can have it segue into a new Justice League movie years later. But you have to have I would say the best thing for DC to do would be to make a soft reboot, still have Henry Cavill as Superman, just ignore Man of Steel, the first movie, or if you're going to focus on that one, make sure that you ignore like Batman v Superman, and make Superman, that movie, make the new one kind of the launching point for the entire new DC universe. So you have Superman versus Brainiac, And then, you have the next movie being a Wonder Woman movie. Wonder Woman kind of inspired by seeing Superman and what he can do, knowing that she has to step out of the shadows and face all the threats that the world, are facing, just like Superman does. We can have Wonder Woman face off against Cersei, and then you have another Batman movie, and then you have a Justice League movie, where you have the three of them gathering together to face off against a big threat. You can have them face against Darkseid. You can have them face against. Sorry about the noise. Anyway, you can have Wonder Woman face off against. Wonder Woman and Batman, the Trinity, facing off against a big threat. You have. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other Justice League threats. You have the Monitor, or I should say the Anti-Monitor, or even both, really. There's also when they introduce the Flash, I would say they should already have the Justice League formed. Like, it should already be established, and then you bring in the Flash, and it should be I think it should be Superman that meets him. Honestly, Batman meeting and trying to gather the heroes kind of seemed awkward. It's kind of like having, it's too much. It's too on the nose, a copycat of Marvel. And the fact is, DC is not Marvel. In fact, the only inspiring character that's truly inspiring has always been Superman. Wonder Woman is great, but she's a warrior. She doesn't inspire. She leads people into battle. That's who she is. She's a warrior, and she's a princess. Although princesses are leaders, she never really was groomed to be a princess. She never strived to be that. And so it's kind of difficult to say how they would go about it. And whenever I see Batman is more of a dark person and a loner. He struggles to be a part of teams, but when he's around Superman, it's very clear that he wants to get to know this man, but he also knows that he has to keep watch over him. He wants to be the one that ensures that humanity is safe, even from Superman and the Justice League as a whole. And so Superman needs to be brought in as the leading man, the one that seeks to bring hope. I mean, there's this quote that I posted earlier today, of what Superman believes in. One second. This quote that I remember seeing recently, well, not recently, I've heard it so many times I have it memorized, but anyway, I had to look it up again because I forgot it, ironically. Anyway, it says, "Dreams save us. Dreams lift us up and transform us into something better. And on my soul I swear that until my dream of a world where dignity, honor, and justice are the reality that we all share, I'll never stop fighting." You see, Superman fights for the dignity of mankind, and he wants people to rise up above their petty differences, and accept the fact that although we are all different, and although we are all unique in our own way, we have to get out of our own way generally, and embrace each other as a people, and generally stop fighting. And we have to fight, or I should say, we should fight against injustice, fight against the humiliation of darkness and fear and hatred. This is what Superman strives for. Superman is a symbol of hope for a reason. He is not merely a man. He is an alien being who was sent. And many people don't realize that although he is an alien, although he was raised on Earth, think about it in a simplest matter. He was originally inspired by, there are many inspirations you can tell where he's linked back to people like Moses and Jesus, and in fact, the original character name, originally his original parents' name were Mary and Joseph, and there's a reason why Clark's name, his middle name, is Clark Joseph Kent. They wanted to maintain that semblance of what it was and what they hoped he would be, so that they could show, basically their reasoning behind the character development. The character is a symbol of hope, and kind of links back to characters in the Bible and generally not characters, but people of the Bible, and the message that even the Bible shares. Well, the Bible tells us that we're supposed to love one another, and treat others as you would want to be treated. Superman is a firm believer in this nature and this power, and he's not. And the other reality is he does not fear, and because of this, he uses this fearlessness to fight against the injustice in the world, to take on threats from outer space, to stop natural disasters from happening when people could easily be destroyed. He does things that no human can do. And that's the whole point of the character. He is not human. These things do not weigh on him. Petty human things do not weigh on him. But rather, the only thing that is human about him is the base humanity that we all hope can come out and shine within each and every one of us. And that's love and kindness, courtesy and truth and justice and nobility, honor, loyalty, all the things that humanity strives to project into this world. But it's difficult. Anyway, I went on a little bit of a rant, a little bit of a tirade, or whatever you want to call it. But you get the idea. Superman is supposed to be a symbol of hope. Not this dark, drab alien struggling with who he is, all emo. I walk this lonely road. It's like, I don't want to see that. Not with Superman. The lonely road is more of a Batman thing. It's more dark and disturbed and perturbed. I don't know what you want to say. I'm just using words at this point. I'm just speaking aimlessly. Anyway, you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. I hope you do anyway. But that's all I'm going to talk about for today. Thank you for watching this video and listening to me rant a little bit. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. And be sure to subscribe to this channel if you like any other videos that I post. Be sure to share with your friends and ring that bell icon to be notified when I post new videos. Well, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.